For weeks now, guys, Adam Silver has been telling those inside the NBA he wouldn't make any decisions on the future of this season until May 1st at the earliest. Well, you know what today is. Yeah, May 1st. And our Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting Silver is telling teams he remains determined to finish this season, with places like Las Vegas and Disney World being thrown around as possible bubble locations. To do this, though, the key is testing. Woj says the league estimates they would need approximately 15,000 coronavirus tests. Those would cycle through the remaining weeks or months of play. And that while those tests actually could be privately paid for and produced right now, they are aware of how that would look if the American public's need for testing has not been met first. So, Brian, what do you see as the challenges facing the commissioner right now?
That's it, Rachel. The public relations issue with the testing. There was a memo sent out by the league last night, and it was not a memo about how we're going to get back to playing. It was a memo that said, everybody, if your players do not have symptoms, you do not get tests. You don't care. He doesn't care if you can get tests or if you have a private way of doing it. He doesn't want it done. And here we are 6 weeks off of the last NBA game, and we still have a problem with testing. And with the way that the NBA has decided to go forward, and it makes sense from a public relations standpoint, there is no way to go forward until we have testing ubiquitously across the country. And I don't know how far we are from that, and neither does the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, is it really worth it, though? I understand it because I think this season they have to play so many games to get the television money. I get that. There's a lot of money out there and a lot of money at stake. But it's just having to go through so much just to restart up this season. And then you don't even know if all your players are in the best condition to continue playing this season. So, I mean, I know they're trying to cross their T's and dot their I's and make sure they exhaust every possibility to start the season. I just think it's a little bit too much.
Well, look, if they get there, and as you guys know, that is a big if, Woj's article mentions Las Vegas and Disney World, and by the way, not the Magic Castle, but the ESPN Sports Complex at Disney World, as potential locations for that NBA bubble. Brian, you had a super thorough article today, along with Tim Bontemps, on what it would look like. So explain to me and Tracy what the bubble, give me the specifics.
Yeah, we talked to dozens of people, to referees, to players, to coaches, to TV people, to hoteliers. And basically, we figured out that it would take 1,500 people inside a bubble to play the games, and to play all the regular season games and to play the full playoffs. It would take around 3 months. It's a huge commitment of time. And because of that, based on the conversations I've had with league officials, they don't want to do it. They do not want to limit the players to not being able to see their families. So before they engage in any sort of bubble concept, before they think about a location or anything, there's got to be a comfort level that they cannot be isolated from their families. That is where the NBA is today. I can't say that's where they're going to be in a month or 6 weeks. I can't say where our country is going to be in that time, but that's their operating procedure. And again, it doesn't close the door, but it potentially pushes back any kind of return.
So Tracy, as a player, do you think that today's players, with the way travel and endorsements is during the regular part of the season, that they wouldn't want to have access to their families when they're in the bubble? Do you think that there could be, maybe if it was only a month instead of 3 months, they might be more okay with it? What would you need as a player to feel comfortable doing something?
Well, I mean, for all of us, this is uncharted waters. And there's something that I would have to communicate with my family, with the team, with the players, just to get a feel for them. I mean, we all have to be on the same page in agreement to this. It'd be difficult for me individually to go out and try to reach my full potential when there's no fans, in attendance to watch these games. And on top of that, I mean, it's, you're talking about having this layoff for so many days, having to get back in basketball shape. And how do we do that? That is playing basketball. So how many regular season games are we going to have before we get to the playoffs? It's just a lot that really comes into play. And it's extremely difficult to figure out because we've never been here before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you mentioned the no fans. That's something that's already gone on in Taiwan. They finished up their regular season and they were able to do it without putting fans in the stands. We have seen in Japan, they're testing out doing baseball without fans. And we're going to see it in this country. NASCAR has announced they are coming back mid-May without fans in the stands. Golf Tour has said that it wants to come back in June, no fans on the courses. So I do wonder if athletes in the NBA, and you're far from the only one, Tracy. Paul Pierce has said he doesn't feel like he could be the same player he was without fans. We've heard current players say that. I wonder if over these next few weeks and months, it just becomes a regular part of sports that we see games without fans in the stands. Athletes' mindsets will start to adjust a little bit. Brian, is there any scenario where fans could be in the stands to finish out this season? I haven't heard one.
No, I haven't. That's certainly not on the NBA's charts right now. I could see towards the end of the year potentially having social distancing fans. Certainly, there's social distancing with suites and in certain other areas. I think that discussion can be had, but that's low on the NBA's level of priorities right now.
We will continue to discuss this, and just May 1st was a huge date for the NBA, and here we are. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.